As agentic use cases grow, you need to process highly variable and structured data using custom algorithms. Maybe you need advanced stream manipulation to clean and standardize data right in the platform. Or maybe you need to smartly chunk dense technical manuals for improved RAG retrieval. In the past, you would export the data to an external compute cluster, and that's slow, expensive, and breaks the security boundary. But today, you can use code extensions. Code extensions are isolated Python runtimes built into Data 360. While the vision for code extension spans the entire Data 360 pipeline, the Spring 26 release gives you two specific features. First, extending batch data transforms with a Python script. Your script handles an input DLO, data lake object, or DMO, data model object. It applies complex logic to it, and it returns a transformed DLO or DMO. The second feature allows you to implement custom chunking logic using a Python function that can be run when creating a search index. While both of these features are generally available as of Spring 26, supporting more usages of Python and also more programming languages is on the roadmap. Whether you are building a Python script for a batch data transform or a function for custom search index chunking, the development lifecycle looks exactly the same. It all starts in your local environment. You use your favorite IDE and the Code Extensions SDK to author and debug your Python logic locally. When you are good with it, you deploy it to your sandbox and invoke it from data transforms or during search index creation. You debug the execution logic using the Data Custom Code Logs DLO. Once you are happy with the results, you package the code extension using a Datakit, Data 360 metadata bundle, and then you deploy it to production, where you can monitor the custom code at scale. More about Datakits on the video linked in the description below. Let's make this concrete by setting up our local workspace right now. We will use vibe coding with Claude Code to speed things up. Note that using a coding agent is completely optional, but it will multiply your productivity. So my recommendation is to get hands-on with them as soon as possible. I have SF Skills Library installed, Salesforce official skills library, and this library includes a code extension skill. And I also have the new Data 360 MCP server running locally. I am using the dev preview version, but make sure to check if the GA version is already available within Salesforce hosted MCP servers. This will help Claude Code and actually any other agent to work with Data 360 code extension. Check the links in the video description to set this up. So let's start Claude Code and ask it. Set up my environment to start writing Data 360 code extensions. We can see the code extension skill was picked up and it's checking my environment is set up correctly. I have the data code extension Salesforce CLI plugin, Python 3, the code extension SDK, and it also checks I'm connected to an org. Note, you need to specify an org even for local development because we run the code against your org's DLOs, although the data is never written to the org. Alternatively, you can follow the code extension SDK README instructions linked in the video description to manually set up your environment. Now let's run the next prompt. initialized a Data360 code extension data cleaning script and a separate code extension function for custom text chunking. Now we can see how Claude starts scaffolding the two code extensions by creating the required directory structure and files. Even though I'm using Claude Code here, you could run this yourself using simple Salesforce CLI commands. There it is, our code extension's boilerplate code is ready. Now let's examine the code that was created for the script that will execute our batch transformation. The entry point file contains the actual logic that happens between reading and writing. The boilerplate script just reads an account DLO content and copies it to another one. The config.json file contains the DLOs and DMOs that the script reads and writes from, plus a reference to the entry point file. Lastly, requirements dev.txt lists development-only dependencies, while requirements.txt file lists external libraries needed in production. Now let's take a look at the boilerplate code that was created for the chunking function. In this case, the entry point file contains the logic that will read from a search index chunking v1 request object and write to a search index chunking v1 response object. The config.json file in this case just contains a reference to the entry point.py file, and the function also includes the requirements files. In the next chapter, we will write the actual code extension logic for the cleaning script and the chunking function, and we will debug both locally before deploying to our org. If you're planning to build code extensions, drop your use cases in the comments. We are looking forward to hearing from you. Check the resources in the description, like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe so you don't miss chapter 2 of this series where we'll actually write the code extension logic. Thank you.